your host for this episode, Jay, and I'm here to tell you right now, Anthony Edwards does not need to be a role model to be a superstar. I don't care what Big Perk is talking about.
You're right.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? I'm Kaim, and I'm the host. On the personal tip, I have passed all 4 sections of the CPA exam. I've been doing that joint since before we started this podcast. I'm so excited to be done with that joint. So 4 for 4 like Wendy's.
Yes, sir. What's up, everyone? My name is Grant, and I'm the host. For the first time ever, I'm not unhappy to see any of the teams left win the NBA championship. I'm cool with the Pacers. I'm cool with the Thunder, and I'm cool with the Knicks. If any team wins, I'll be happy. I just despise the Celtics and the Nuggets, so it's good. It's a good time right now.
Things are good.
Real good, man. We got a good one today. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Pacers, Knicks. They've been going back and forth. And then we'll be talking about the Thunder and whoever they match up with or who we think will match up better against them. So let's get into it, guys. Pacers, Knicks, first 2 games, Pacers knocked them out. Then the Knicks won in Indiana. They won in Indiana. They lost at home. Then they went down 3-1. Then they won last night. So I say to y'all, do y'all think that the Knicks can come back? Grant, do you believe in Jalen Brunson?
No. I'm sorry. Pacers have too much going on. And also, bro, they're heading back to Indiana. The role players are going to play better. And I think if you just watch the Pacers, their offense is just so much better. Their offense is so much better than any other team's offense in the playoffs. They move the ball really well. No one holds onto the ball too long. Having a superstar that does not hold onto the ball is honestly great. You watch the Knicks, Jalen Brunson pounds the ball for 15 seconds of the shot clock. Even Shea, he kind of sits there at the key, at the top of the key, kind of moving around like this. But Hallie does not do that. Passes the ball, passing cuts, and that's why their offense runs so well. I think they're going to get, honestly, ran out the gym next game. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, dang, ran out the gym.
Ran out the gym.
I feel like if I'm the Knicks, I mean, they're down 3-1. So if I had to put money on it, I would put money on the Pacers. But I feel like the Knicks, after winning Game 5, feel okay. Like, I feel like they can feel okay because I think the things that happened yesterday, obviously Halliburton's going to play a little bit better, but it didn't look like the way they won yesterday was completely unsustainable. Like, it didn't look like everybody on Indiana just shot horrible and everybody on New York just shot incredibly. It was like they were very, very physical. I don't know if the refs are going to allow them to basically, like, they were showing highlights coming out of the second half where, like, Mikal Bridges is basically hugging goddamn Halliburton. Right? Like, they're really on him. I don't know if they'll let him play quite that physical next game. But, I mean, if I'm the Knicks, I feel like, well, the crowd behind us is crazy. We have the clutch player of the year for a reason. If we can get through this Game 6, then I don't feel like they have any reason to necessarily fear the Pacers, especially because, kind of like we said about that Game 1, like it would have been, was that Game 1? Yeah. It would have been 3-2 the other way if Nesmith didn't wild out. So, and that's not saying the Knicks are way better, but I'm just saying they probably feel like, okay, we're down 3-2, but we really could have easily been up 3-2. Nesmith just hurt his ankle. So, like, he played, but, like, he played horrible yesterday. It's a little bit rough. Jalen Brunson is finally, yesterday looked like an actual superstar. Cat had his game before that. I actually think the Pacers should fear. And right now, I'm just not bold enough. I'm not man enough to take the Knicks right now. But if the Pacers were to lose Game 6, then I might flip my pick. I think the Knicks might have what it takes to get this joint done.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. There's 2 key things you said there, Kaim, which is if the Pacers lose Game 6, and then you said I'll feel good if they get back to Game 7. Of course you'll feel good if they get back to Game 7. They're going home. They're not going to get through Game 6, brother. They're not. Yeah. They're not.
Here's the thing. I think that they can do it. Like you said, Kaim, Jalen Brunson, He's doing much better. I think that Coach Thibodeau's rotations are extremely questionable, but but you know what? When they work, they work. When they work, they work. And I think that the keys to the Knicks winning for real against Indiana, I think comes down to OG and Mikal Bridges. OG and Mikal Bridges, outside of Cat and Brunson, they probably get the ball the most, probably get the most shots, and they need to hit those. They need to hit those. They need to lock in for defense too. I understand they're the third and fourth option for like offense because they're the defense guys, 3 and D. But like what I saw in Game 4 was Mikal Bridges. He was hitting that mid range early on, and then he would get easy layups and then back out of it for a mid range and miss. You can't be doing that. You can't be doing that. And OG probably gets the cleanest looks out of the 4 of them, and it really just depends on what type of night he's having. It really
might
just
break everything.
He might break everything. He might hit half. He might hit everything. So we need OG to hit his open shots. I think the Knicks offense, I do think it's worse than the Pacers. I wouldn't say that the Pacers is much better than the league than everybody in the league. They do get everybody to touch the ball, but I also think they get everybody to touch the ball because everybody's a shooter. Everybody on the pitch, and like they're not even like the Knicks. Yeah, they're shooters, but they're like jab step or like dribble into it shooters. Pacers are catch and shoot. Everybody's catch and shoot. Every single player, even
Miles Turner,
even Miles Turner catch and shoot. Like, so the Knicks defense is going to be a key, and I think the turnover battle yesterday, the Knicks won it. Pacers had 20 turnovers, and honestly, that's the real thing that's not sustainable. They don't turn over the ball more than the Knicks, like on average in this series. And I don't think they're going to do that at home. That's part of the reason why Tyrese Halliburton had a bad game. If he can't pass well, if they're turning over the ball, it's getting it out of his hands, and then you can't run that great offense. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm taking the Knicks, though.
Taking the Knicks game 6?
6-7.
The Knicks in the whole series.
6-7.
I'm glad we have a real man on this podcast, bruh.
It's okay, brothers.
I wanted to do that, but I couldn't make myself do it, bruh.
History will repeat itself. God dang. 2000s, Reggie Miller, god dang, Patrick Ewing. History will repeat itself. I'm taking Pacers in 6.
Yeah. Pacers in 6, bruh. Pacers in 6 is still my pick. But the good news is I'm just cheering for Halliburton, so I'm cool with this, man. I'm 100% cool with the Pacers get there. I just think that I'm wondering, and I thought it was going to happen in the finals, obviously, when they went up 3-1. I'm wondering when the Pacers are going to goddamn have to face the fact that the talent level is just slightly below championship level of their other guys. Like, they have one star to superstar level player and some really high level role players. And I feel like that's not normally how a championship team is built. A championship team is normally built with at least like 1.5 superstars. One superstar and another guy that probably could be a star on a slightly worse team. That's how most of them are kind of created. But I'll be honest, the Thunder don't have that either. So the league could be changing a bit. Mm-hmm. But I just think even looking at the Thunder, like Jalen Williams was an all-star. So like you have these guys that are close. I feel like the Pacers at a certain point, I'm like, the Knicks might be able to do it because genuinely they have Mikal Bridges, who's averaged 20 before. OG, who on a horrible team could be a number one option. They have Brunson and Cat. At a certain point, they have good centers. They have Mitchell Robinson. At a certain point, how are goddamn Neesmith, Nembhard, and goddamn Miles Turner and Benedict Mathurin going to be the main rotation of a championship team? It's very hard for me to see that. I'm watching it, and it looks good, but at a certain point, I'm like, this has to end somewhere. Mm-hmm. This has to end somewhere, and that's what gives the Knicks, in my head, a glimmer of hope.
I think you're right, Kaim. I think there's a shift. I think there's an NBA shift. All you think about it, all the teams with stars kind of got ran out the gym. I mean, Cleveland got ran out the gym. They had kind of a big three in Garland, Mitchell, and I'm blanking on the third one. Mobley. Celtics got ran out the gym. I think the league is so good now where you can't just have top two players. Like, the top two players can't do everything. Yeah. The role players have to hit their threes. And if they're hitting their threes, it's like, dang, how do you defend that? Mm-hmm. How do you stop it? Because you have Halliburton that can get to the rim at any time he wants, and then everyone is hitting a three. any help you give off, someone's gonna hit a three, and they make the right pass. I think there's this weird psychology when it comes to hoops where, okay, yes, Jalen Brunson, I'm gonna go back to him pounding the ball, but yes, Jalen Brunson, he can get 30, he can get 40. He pounds the ball a lot, but I think something about that doesn't win basketball games. I think, of course, he gets the 40 points, but like at what cost? Like Donovan Mitchell got 40 and got blown out. I think the team has to be involved, and the whole team has to be able to play. Whether that's swinging the rock and that's getting everyone involved, something about the one player pounding the ball, staying on top of the key, doing all that doesn't win basketball games. And that's how I felt about even LeBron and Luka. Like, I think passing is just an integral part of the game now.
Yeah, I agree with you. The league is so much better. It definitely is. LeBron and Luka, yeah, they're basically playing hot potato, whatever. But you see the Pacers, you see the Thunder, just the way they move the ball. Like everybody can touch. Like they trust everybody. They trust everybody with the ball. The Knicks, depending on the rotation, you're like, who's leading this? Like sometimes they try that. Cat's the lead. Cat will bring it down when Jalen Brunson's out, or it's just Brunson. The occasional McBride will bring it down, but for the most part, it's one person holding the ball for at least 10 seconds of that shot clock.
Yeah.
And that's not how you run offense. It's not how you run offense these days. That's why the Pacers, when they're hot, but I will say about the Pacers, when they're hot, they're hot. And when they're cold, they can't do anything.
They can't do anything.
No, like if Tyrese Halliburton can't, like, he is, I'll say he's a superstar. I'll say he's a superstar. He runs the league offense. The man's a superstar. So
right. That's a real point guard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true point guard.
Genuine point guard. Like I feel like his player comp at this point is damn near Steve Nash. I'm like, bro, this man is leading a team as an actual point guard, but then you still can't leave him open.
Yeah.
Leave him open, you're screwed. But bro, my thing about the Knicks is I agree with you guys. The one guy at the top of the key pounding doesn't work, but bro, they have other players. That's what really confuses me. Like Mikal Bridges was really leading the Brooklyn Nets offense.
Yeah, he was averaging 20.
Yeah, they have other guys, and that's their third up. Cat was going tit for tat with going back and forth with Anthony Edwards leading the Timberwolves in scoring. I'm confused. He shoots 42% from three as a 7-footer.
Mm-hmm.
How are they not better than this?
I think what I'm trying to get at is shot quality. It's shot quality.
Yeah.
The Knicks take tough shots.
The Pacers do open shots.
The Pacers take open shots. If the shot is open, a role player can hit a goddamn standing 3-point shot when the closest person is 10 feet away.
But I will say, as the series has gone on, the Knicks defensive rotations have gotten a lot better, and I think that's why the games after were like we were talking about Nemhard. The rotations were bad, and the players were slipping and stuff, but that was because they didn't know who was supposed to be there, so they were slipping and being late to pull up on him. But now there's a lot less of that. They're forcing turnovers. They're still turning over the ball a lot, which I mean, as long as the Pacers aren't scoring off it like they were in the first few games, you're good, I guess. But that's not reliable. They need to hold on to the ball.
Gotta hold on to it, because once the Pacers get out in transition too, they actually do that. People say in the playoffs you can't run transition like that.
You should. The Pacers do it in 3 rounds.
Yeah, bro. Game 4, which put them up 3-1. Pascal Siakam got a goddamn leak out layup to basically with 40 seconds left.
Yeah.
I know the Knicks are trying to get back on defense. I know there's dang, we just gave up a layup, bro. Full court pass. We're down by 3. We actually needed that stop.
Yeah.
So you can't turn the ball over, and you have to get back. I feel like Indiana's defense is just good enough to where they will fluster you at times. New York, yesterday they stepped up. On defense, they stepped up in a way I did not expect. I was actually very surprised. But to your point, Grant, you're right. They take open shots, because I was wondering, you just helped me figure it out. I was wondering, why did Halliburton only take 7 shots or 8 shots, whatever he took? I'm 7 shots. This isn't good enough. We got these other players missing all these shots. But, bruh, they're not open. And the Pacers don't force it. Yeah. So the Knicks, if they stay disciplined, but, it's going to be very hard to stay disciplined for 3 games straight at that level. And Indiana has shown the ability to win in New York. So even if it does go to 7, it's not it's just over for the Knicks. Indiana won game 1 and game 2. So they won't be scared. But I think Halliburton. I think they got to get John Halliburton back down to the goddamn side, and that boy Halliburton will go crazy on
Yes,
us.
sir. Yes, sir. I think one last thing we're overlooking
Yeah,
is, and actually, I was telling my girlfriend this.
yeah.
I watched Andrew Nimhard, goddamn hoop. This man does nothing in the regular season, and it gets the playoffs, and he's done it the last 2 playoffs. So I have to just look at the Pacers and see them as playoff risers as a team.
Yeah, they're all
They're
like
just
Butlers.
playoff riser.
Mm.
Nimhard starts to hoop. Bro, Pascal Siakam turns into an unstoppable force.
No, he
Unstoppable.
actually be looking like Paul George. Actually,
That spin move.
well, I
he
joke about
does
that.
anything he wants. And actually, Draymond Green was talking about it. He's like, "Yo, Pascal Siakam's so hard to guard because they don't run plays for him. You don't know what's gonna happen. He just cuts, gets open, goddamn hustles,
Bro.
and he look up and he has 30. So
Yeah.
um,
Wait, go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say the whole team is a playoff riser. Even the bench, like they go super deep on the bench. They go 9-10 on the bench.
Yeah, they do.
I mean,
That's why
even-
Tibbs is frustrated.
I mean, bro,
How do you do that?
Tibbs can't do that.
Man, bro, Tibbs went down 3-1. He started playing the bench.
Bro, Tibbs said, "Yo, let me throw Landry Shamet in there." What?
Yo, Precious Achua. Hop up off the bench, big dog.
He's like, "Y'all still here? Come on, get in the game."
Nah. DeLon Wright getting minutes is egregious.
That was crazy.
DeLon Wright getting minutes, getting substantial minutes.
Yeah, like he played a good amount. But bro, you are right about Nimhard. I saw a stat yesterday. It said Nimhard in this series is shooting like 50% from three, and in the playoffs is like over 40%. Like if he gets it, he's hitting it. And then I see him put the ball on the floor sometimes too. Put the ball on the floor, get to the rim. They might even play good defense. He might make a tough finish at the rim.
Yeah,
I'm like, bro, I obviously don't watch these guys enough.
they don't look like this in the regular season.
Okay.
They're just some playoff risers.
They get
So.
better. But all right then, we can move on. Talk about the Thunder. Talk about what matchup works for them. I personally think that I see the Pacers frustrating them more just because how they shoot the ball. Honestly, I do think overall matchup. No, I think they would match up about the same with the Knicks or Pacers. I think the Pacers are just worse because the offenses run better, like you said, Grant. I mean, if they have Jalen Brunson like yamming the ball, or they have Cat yamming the ball, everybody on the Thunder defends. Jalen Brunson's probably gonna lose the ball. Like they got like everybody defends. Like even Shea. Shea is probably their worst defender, and he's still a good defender.
Yeah.
Bro, I think the Pacers are a better matchup for the Thunder. That's kind of why I want them to win. The Knicks are turnover prone, and what I watch the Thunder do to the Timberwolves in terms of turnovers, to the Timberwolves, to the Nuggets, to all these teams who I considered good teams, I think they'll lock up. Honestly, for lack of better words, lock up New York and then give them buckets as well. So,
yeah,
I think the Pacers have the best chance to put up a good fight.
See, I disagree, brothers. I disagree. I actually think. I think the Pacers are going to win the series, but I think New York can put up a better fight. And
Really,
the reason why is, I think that the Pacers play a very similar style to the Thunder, and the Thunder are just better. Like I think both teams want to get out in transition. Both teams you don't want to turn the ball over against. Both teams have like a superstar point guard. They're led by their best player, but they also they go deep on depth. Both teams go deep on the bench, so it's not like one team's going to be way fresher than the other. I genuinely think that you just go down the line, and all the players on the Pacers, the Thunder have a similar player, except that player is just a little better. Like Shea versus goddamn Halliburton. SGA is just a little better. And then you go to like even literally the other guys like Lou Dort versus like Neesmith. It would be like, dang, bro, Lou Dort's all defense. So you go back, you go down. Plus, the Thunder piss me off because they get about 6 to 7 open alley-oop dunks per game.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's not like open threes. Most teams get a few a game, bro. Open rim dunks. I'm like, how are they? Because like I know coaches are watching film. I know they're not lazy. I'm like, how is this happening? So I think what's interesting is I would rather watch Thunder versus Pacers, but I'm just nervous that both teams is going to be fun. It's going to be fast. It's going to be a lot of transition. But I just think the Thunder are just a little bit better on defense, a little bit better on offense, a little bit better incrementally at every position, and they would lose. It's like varsity versus JV. I feel like the Pacers are honestly the JV Thunder, and and it makes sense though. 'Cause, I mean, they're destroying their conference, but now you got to go up against the real that have Alex Caruso coming off the bench. And it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, Alex Caruso is a starter, bruh. This isn't good. So I think the Knicks would just give him a harder. I still think the Thunder will win, but it would just be a different pitch because now you have to stop two guys that genuinely could get you 35. You have to stop Cat and or Brunson on any night. They could go off and get you 30 something.
Yeah, but I think the Knicks would get tired. I see. That's the thing. I think Coach Tibbs will go back, play the Thunder. He would go back to using about a 6-man rotation, and they would be like, let's say the game's close. They're tired by the end. They're not beating the Thunder, bro. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, they have two players that can give you 30. They can give you buckets, but like honestly, the way Cat plays, he don't even be in the paint like that unless like after like it's like a offensive rebound. So like, and that's great for Chet. Chet's like, yo, that's fine by me, bro. I don't care.
Stay out there.
Yeah, stay out there, bro. This is exactly what I want to guard. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they're about the same height. Like, it'll be different. But I don't. I think they would run the Knicks for. I really think they would run the Knicks.
They would blow him out the gym.
I think Brunson would get extremely frustrated, and there'd be so many. I think the Knicks would have so many, like as many or more turnovers against the Thunder than they did the Pacers.
Bruh. First of all, I'm not that high on Cat. I'll say that I'm not that high on Cat, and I think I don't know if Chet will be able to defend him that well. I will say, but I'm not super high on Cat. I know you made a face, Jay, but I mean, I just watched him play, and I'm like, okay, you got me 30, but like next game you'll give me 8. Like you're very inconsistent.
Yeah, he's been doing good against the Pacers. He's been
for a
holding.
7-footer. I kind of need you to live in the paint a
like
little bit more.
24 and 13.
I'm
What do you want him to do?
He's been holding it down, Grant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I look at the Knicks, and Jalen Brunson, of course, starting point guard, best player. Imagine that man. His first defender is Lou Dort. The switch is Alex Caruso. The next switch might be Chet. And then the third switch might be
Jalen Williams.
who's maybe Jalen Williams, bro.
Or Isaiah Hartenstein.
Isaiah Hartenstein, bro. His easiest matchup is probably Shea. And Shea's a good defender. That's his easiest matchup.
Yeah.
When I see the Knicks, like they don't pass the ball that much. They kind of pound the ball. The Pacers swing the ball a lot more, get the defense moving, get open shots, like tire the defense out. The Knicks don't do a good job of tiring the defense out. That's why the Pacers are playing them so well on defense.
And that's why the Thunder are already if the Thunder are the better version of the Pacers, can you imagine just jamming the ball and they're like, oh, this is cool, bro. We're expending no energy whatsoever. We have one play, one rebound, we're chilling.
Dort's there just like hands up, like I'm not even moving.
I do
Like,
remember
you're not gonna overpower Dort.
That's what Ant said. Ant was like, bruh, I'm dribbling the ball at the top of the key. They got like 4 or 5 people in the paint.
Yeah.
So I get what y'all saying about the ball movement and all that, bruh. It's just tough, bruh. I have an easier time mentally seeing dang Cat, Brunson, OG, and Mikhail like making it hard on the Thunder than I do with Halliburton, Neesmith, Nimhard, Miles Turner, like Matherin. Like it's just harder for me to see that. It's hard for me to see it, but I'm willing to admit that I do agree with you guys. The league is ever so slightly changing. You still need the one superstar, but you definitely need the one superstar. But after that, bruh, you need about 6 to 8, like just like B+ role players that can go offense and defense. You need guys that can play offense and defense. It's no longer the times where it's like, oh yeah, we're great on offense, but forget it. We don't play defense. It's not gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're like bad, or if you're like extremely defensive guy, you have to be able to hit the 3, or you get limited minutes. That's pretty much how it works.
Like Vanderbilt, bruh.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt is he plays hard, but bruh, you're gonna drop the ball, fumble the ball, turn it over.
Yeah. If you're not catch and shoot, then you need to go, bro.
Yeah, we can't play you, bruh.
Can't hit the 3. Mm-hmm.
Dang. Well, that's a good ending. We can wrap up there. Thanks for tuning in to Three in the Key. We'll be on YouTube and Spotify, all of that. Hope to see y'all soon. We're locking in for this finals. We'll get a couple more episodes for this finals preview and the actual finals, but
Oh, shoot.
shout out to the Thunder.
Yeah, Thunder versus East.
Go Knicks.
Oh, I'm supposed to play the music. Not me, audience. Oh my God.
I was like